Let us enter into today's satsang. In Bhagavad Gita, 4th chapter, Jnanakarma Sannyasa Yoga, 36th verse.
Api cetasi papebhyah sarvebhyah papakrittamah sarvam jnana plavenaiva rujinam santarishyasi.
Api chet asipabhebhyah sarvebhyah papakrittamah sarvam jnana plavena eva vrujinam santarishyasi. Translation. Moreover, even if you are the most malignant of all those who are destructive, just by plunging into this experience, you can completely overcome all wickedness. As I said again, a bomb. It's a slap on the face of unconsciousness. Bhagavan knows the self-sympathy, self-pity is a powerful weapon people use not to get enlightened. I never get angry towards people who say, I am working towards enlightenment. I never get angry about them, even if they are saying the same thing for 20 years. But I cannot stand the people who say, I am not qualified, I am giving up, my sins are too much, my patterns are too much, my karma is too much. Why only I have to struggle all by myself? This self-sympathy and self-pity is a very powerful tool you can use to destroy yourself. Even Guru cannot help you. Even Master cannot help you. See, all the problems you have, which you yourself can help, is pattern. All the problems you have, which Master can help you and get you out, is karma. All the problems you have, even Master cannot help, is sin. Understand? All the problems you have, which you yourself can come out, is a pattern. All the problems you have, which Master can help and you can come out, is karma. All the problems you have, which even Master cannot help, is sin. This pattern, self-sympathy and self-pity, falls under sin, because even Master cannot help you. Bhagavan is using the word papebhyo, pabakrittamaha. If you are the sinner of all the greatest sinner, please understand, even then he says there is a possibility, there is a solution. But I tell you, when you are in that mood, I am the worst sinner, I cannot handle all that self-sympathy and self-pity mood, even Bhagavan's solution you won't take it up, I tell you. Self-sympathy and self-pity is fallen into the borewell. Sometime in India, here and there you can see the unclosed borewell. They dig the borewell and they don't close and leave it and go away. Children fall into that. Never they are brought out alive, saved alive. Only bodies are brought. I tell you, this attitude of self-sympathy and self-pity, is like fallen into the borewell. Even if somebody tries to save you, you are in such chaos and confusion, you don't allow them to save you. You can't cooperate. That is why I tell you, do not allow this self-sympathy or self-pity the moment it comes. First moment itself, destroy it. How? If your head catches fire, you run and put that fire off. Same way, the moment self-sympathy and self-pity catches you, run. Do whatever you can and you can't, but get rid of it. Get out of it. Self-sympathy, self-pity is the worst suffering. If you are on the self-pity and self-sympathy, I have seen people acting like they have self-sympathy and self-pity. If I say, do this, do that, do this meditation, or do this yoga, or go around the hill, or go to the temple every day, then they act, no, I cannot do, I tried, I am giving up, I don't know what to do, I can't do yoga, I can't do akada. But inside the heart they know they can, but they don't want to. But they try to use this self-pity and self-sympathy to protect themselves from me. I tell you, you are doomed and destroyed. You are already dead. Just we need to put you inside the mud, that's all. Nothing else. Somebody goes to a doctor and says, doctor, I am sick. Doctor diagnoses him and says finally, you will be alive only 6 more months, you will be dead after 6 months. The fellow says, is there no way, please save me, he cries. Finally doctor slowly tells, all right, if you take mud bath every day, there is a way. This fellow says, it means I will be cured. He says, no, you will be trained. If you are suffering with self-sympathy or pity, or acting as if you are suffering with self-sympathy or pity, you are doomed. Understand? There are some patterns, the moment you act, it infects you. Even acting infects you. Physical disorders, going near that person. For example, if somebody has cough or cold, dengue, H1N1, you go near that person, you are infected by it. It is infectious disease. There are some pattern, imitative infectious disorders. The moment you imitate them, you are infected by them. The pattern of strength is imitative infectious. If you imitate for 1 week, you will get it. Pattern of self-sympathy, very powerful, imitative, infectious. Try. 1 week. 1 week is not required. 2 days is enough. Imitate self-sympathy and self-pity. Simply you will start believing it. You will start believing it. Imitative, infectious patterns. Understand? This is one of the very important keyword, which is my unique contribution to the human psychology. Never this word or this concept is so clearly orated, verbalized even in psychology. Imitative infectious disorder. The moment you imitate, act, the pattern will catch you. You will be infected by it. Don't get into this sickening pattern of self-sympathy and self-pity. People ask me, never ever give up on me, Swamiji. I should always be protected by you. I can do it till you invoke self-sympathy and self-pity on yourself. The moment you invoke self-sympathy and self-pity on yourself, I can't take care of you. I can't protect you. Now you become master-proof. Like waterproof, dirt-proof, now you become master-proof. The moment the layer of self-sympathy and self-pity covers you up, over. Now, nobody can save you, nobody can protect you, nobody can help you. You are caught in imitative infectious disorder. IID. Imitative infectious disorder. Bhagavan gives you hope, but I am not giving you any hope. Bhagavan needs to come back and work to update his understanding. Bhagavan gives you hope. He says, even if you are the most malignant of all those who are destructive, just by plunging into this experience, you can completely overcome all wickedness. But that word, just by plunging into this experience, is a very technical word. How will you plunge into the experience? Dipping is different, plunging is different. A lotus leaf can be dipped into the water and taken out. It can never plunge into the water. Only cotton can be plunged into the water. Understand, even if you get into the experience with this attitude of self-pity and self-sympathy, even if you are in my presence, it's like a lotus leaf being dipped into the water, and what will happen? Nothing will happen. It has a coating around itself. It can be dipped, it can never be plunged. Understand the difference. If a cotton is put into the water, it is called plunged, because it will imbibe the qualities of water. It will transform itself. Its weight, color, character, size, shape, humidity, everything is transformed. But if you dip the lotus leaf into the water, nothing will be transformed. Its weight, color, nothing will be transformed, because it has a coating on its surface. The self-destruction and self-sympathy is the coating on your surface. You are conscious proof, master proof. Nothing can be done. If you are sitting in my presence or virtual presence continuously and still not become enlightened, be very clear. You have the coating of self-sympathy and self-pity. Now it is time you start destroying it. You start breaking it. You start diverting your energy in the direction of breaking that pattern of self-sympathy. Sarvam jnana plavena eva vrujinam santarishyasi. Very beautifully Bhagavan is playing. Sri Krishna is having fun in this verse. He says, if you plunge into the experience, you will overcome all the wickedness and all the miseries. It's vrujinam means ocean of miseries. How can you plunge unless you remove your coat? The coat is self-pity and self-sympathy. The self-pity and self-sympathy is the most powerful. Self-abusive process. That's the right word I will use. Self-abusive process. That is why I cannot tolerate tears other than tears of gratitude. Other than tears of gratitude, any tears you are having, you are a sinner. Sinner who can't be saved by any saint. You only have to break that pattern. No other way. No other way. Meditate on this one truth. Today I wanted all of you to do this as a homework. Today is a medical camp for all the devotees all over the world. In what all fields you have self-sympathy and self-pity, the most destructive sin, not just pattern or karma, sin. Yesterday, whole day, in my life I never had diarrhea. Yesterday around 12 times I was having diarrhea. I thought maybe body heated up, going around, traveling so many places and all that. Then I realized it is not heat. It is the subtle, powerful presence of Meenakshi Sundareshwara. Every day I am sleeping inside that presence. So all those bio-memories of Meenakshi Sundareshwara is awakening intensely. Layers and layers and layers of compassion is opening up. Something is happening inside. I left it. Today morning it became all right. But something extraordinary is happening. I can see huge explosion, positive explosion of Vedic tradition. I was telling from the beginning of this year, we will have some positive explosion which we can't even imagine. I can't even describe. See what happened.
Paramahamsa Nithyananda, a rare living incarnation, is named among the world's 100 most spiritually influential personalities today. Paramahamsa Nithyananda has been placed alongside Dalai Lama, Nelson Mandela, Oprah Winfrey, Paulo Coelho and others by Mind, Body, Spirit, the world's top esoteric magazine from Watkins, London's oldest and largest bookstore. A yogi by birth, he has been expressing his power of enlightenment since birth. He has authored more than 500 books in Tamil and English. Translations of these books are available in 26 languages in Telugu, Kannada, Malayalam, Hindi, Sanskrit, Gujarati, Oriya, Bengali, Marathi, French, Malay, Polish, Portuguese, Italian, German, Danish, Spanish, Russian and Chinese. He is also an exemplary speaker with over 10,000 hours of profound life solutions through his discourses. Social services such as Annadan, free medical care, free educational services with ashrams, schools, temples, hospitals established in more than 140 places around the world, offering exceptional services. A powerful spiritual healer who has healed millions of people of diseases from migraine to cancer. A Kriya Yogi who has formulated Kriyas for physical health and mental well-being, benefiting thousands. A living master who offers practical solutions for our everyday problems. He is the founder and spiritual head of Nithyananda Dhyanapitham, a spiritual powerhouse who has revived the sacred Vedic tradition by establishing Vedic temples in places like Los Angeles, San Jose, Seattle, Toronto, Ohio, Oklahoma, Phoenix, St. Louis, Malaysia, Brazil, Paris, Guadeloupe, Dallas, New York, New Jersey, Atlanta, Calgary, Vancouver, Singapore, and places in India like Bengaluru, Hyderabad, Tiruvannamalai, a spiritual guru for 10 million followers, an incarnation who transmits the highest spiritual energy through initiation, a contemporary yogi who has revived the Vedic science of yoga worldwide through thousands of yoga centers, an adept in Ashtamahasiddhis, mystical yogic powers, who has effortlessly awakened the Kundalini of thousands and graced them with spiritual powers, a dynamic young guru who is an inspiration for thousands of youngsters, India's most watched spiritual guru online, a beacon of spiritual light who has triumphed over the forces of religious terrorism and political persecution. Paramahamsa Nithyananda is an eternal Kalpataru, blessing the world with the boons of material abundance and spiritual enlightenment.
Anandanubhavaswadam sarvaroganivarakam vande papa vinashaktam Nithyanandaya swagatam nityamuktam nirvikalpam dhyanalokapradipakam vande shantamayam bandham Nithyanandaya swagatam anandagandha sancharam sarvopadhi vinirmuktam vande jnanalayam natham Nithyanandaya swagatam.
Let you all achieve, experience, live, express, radiate, share and explode in eternal bliss. Nithyananda.
Nithyananda Dhyanapitham, Nithyananda Nagar off Mysore Road, Bidadi, Bangalore 562109. Contact 097422033311. www.nithyananda.org. www.youtube.com/Life Bliss Foundation.